Hi, this is Mark Laughlin speaking for the Ambidextrous Gunfighter. I'm going to actually turn over this video to my son Brian today, but first I'm going to do a quick introduction of what we're going to be doing. Done some reviews recently on, not too long ago, on the Mossberg MC1sc, also the newer model, the MC2c with the 13 round capacity on the flush mag. And then we've off and on been doing a little bit of stuff on the Mossberg MVP. And what we're going to do today is do a Project Appleseed AQT with the MVP using a bolt action rifle in an Appleseed event. If you're not familiar with Appleseed, you can find out information about them online at appleseedinfo.org. They have 2-day events all over the United States, and definitely worth checking out to develop your marksmanship skills. Now, the AQT originally basically stands for Army Qualification Test. Now we call it the Appleseed Qualification Test. And what it consists of, there's 4 courses of fire. We start off with a target, it's a D-style target, and we're shooting this all at 25 meters. And this target here, the stage 1 is simulating 100 yards, and you'll fire 10 rounds within 2 minutes. And then stage 2 is standing to sitting, and the targets are simulating 200 yards. And you have 55 seconds, and you have 2 magazines, 2 and 8. Stage 3 is rapid fire prone, simulating 300 yards, and again you have 2 magazines, one with 2 rounds and one with 8 rounds. So you'll be doing a magazine change on this stage as well, and you have 65 seconds. The final stage is stage 4, simulating 400 yards, and you have 5 minutes. And this is what we, as instructors, call the natural point of aim stage. It's where it's critical to definitely have your natural point of aim, or else you're just not going to get the score you need. Now the goal is to shoot a 215 or better to score rifleman, or what's noted on this as being expert. Now these are actually really old targets from back in almost 2 decades ago, from Fred's M14stocks.com, and that's actually the guy, not his real name, but the guy that actually started Project Appleseed. And we had the first event in Warland, Wyoming. Now they're all over the United States. If you want to know more about what it takes to earn your rifleman patch at a Project Appleseed event, check out my video series called Appleseed Prep. I'll have a link down in the description. So now I'll turn it over to Brian Laughlin as he attempts to shoot a rifleman score with a bolt action rifle.
So we're back from the range with the Mossberg MVP. Barrel's still warm after that AQT. This thing shoots really good. We've always kind of known it since we've owned it. It's always been a really big tack driver, out 200-300 yards, I think, is what we've gotten out of it quite a bit, and been very accurate with it. The scope is fairly new. We were running some other scopes on it before. Had to make some adjustments to it before we did anything today, but it did really well. That's the Vortex Viper PS2. But otherwise, yeah, it's a great gun. Really, really accurate. Just went out, had about an hour to get the video that we wanted out of it, and just went straight into an AQT after sighting this in, and pretty much cleaned it for the most part.
And when you did the scope, describe how quickly you were able to get on the scope zero.
Yeah, that was actually pretty crazy. And we didn't even get to go up to the target. We just looked through the scope and counted out the lines in the target, and was able to put it on almost immediately. First cold bore shots were amazing. Actually, we should have got a picture of that, because you could put a dime on it, and that made it very easy to, of course, sight it in the rest of the way. So, but man, there's nothing like running a bolt gun fast. It sounds good, it feels good. There's not much that you know, ARs and everything, they're great and awesome, but running an old bolt gun is fantastic. And this has all of that too, the sound, the racking it back, going quick. It doesn't feel like you're going fast. I haven't seen the video yet, but I guess it was because I met the times. But
so how was stage one? How did you feel like on stage one, the offhand portion? Did you feel like it was you were able to hold it pretty steady and?
Yeah, no, it's really light, and that's one of the things that really helps with these is they're really light. In fact, this scope probably almost weighs as much as this gun. And it does make it a little bit top heavy with this thing. So if you can get a lighter glass on here, this thing would be fantastic for that kind of stuff. But even with the offhand, it wasn't bad at all. I didn't really notice too much as that really bothered me or anything like that. It kind of felt like an AR with an extra step in a way. Because I run optics shooting AQTs with those too, and you can just see where you're hitting them and adjust accordingly, sort of. You're shooting standing, so you're not right stable, but
Minute and 30 seconds remaining.
really?
Yeah. Got plenty of time. Course of fire completed.
Yep.
Completed in under a minute. So on stage two, we had to do the magazine changes. How was that? Because this is using AR mags.
Yeah, I was running basically 10 round P mags in it. They seem a little bit tight in the mag well on there, but as far as changing the mags on these, it probably wasn't too bad because we shot with a lot of 1022s and it's very similar. I did struggle to pull it out at one point, just getting it out of there, getting that lock out. But I mean, it didn't affect the times really that much at all.
I think you were like under 10 seconds on both the really tight time sections was sitting in the rapid fire prone.
Yeah, I think so.
Church preparation period is ended. With magazines on the mat, safety's on stand.
Yeah, and I gotta put the safety on this.
Line ready, ready on the left, ready on the right. Oh, ready on the firing line. Fire! "40 seconds left. "30 seconds. "15 seconds. Done? Got 15 seconds left.
So the mag changes.
Short stroke once or something?
Yeah,
Or something?
yeah. On the fast fire prone, it was not a failure. It was a short stroke because when I set down to set up, I'll usually have to push the bolt forward to be able to get a sight picture. So when I went back down, it must not have been all the way back, and I put it home, and then obviously it didn't pick up around. It was short stroked. But I mean, that was the only one that I had.
So a little bit of a panic sets in, but you still ended up with plenty of time on that.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, otherwise, I thought I would have some trouble with short strokes because I don't shoot a lot of bolts very often anymore. But no, the only one I had was just the setup, and it was forward just so I could see down the optic. But
and then, of course, on rapid fire plane, that's where this thing rocks.
Yeah. And it just feels really good. It just feels really good running it when you know you're under time and you're hearing it just clicking in. And it's a great feeling shooting bolt guns like that. Like there's, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to take this thing out a lot more because.
Mags on the bat, safety's on stand. Is line ready, ready on the left, ready on the right, all ready on the firing line. Fire! You have 65 seconds. Seconds. Ow. Bolt hold open. Seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
That was some pretty sloppy shooting.
And then on slow fire prone, you had the 5-minute time limit. You were, and the targets are really tiny. And you were able to take your time and get your natural point of aim pretty much each shot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that wasn't too much of a problem at all. It's a 6 power too, so that helped quite a bit. The butt on the fast fire, I did have issues reloading. The butt is really sticky, which isn't a bad thing, but it really bunched up on this shirt, and I think I lost second on that. But no, this really holds up well. A lot of these jerseys and stuff, if you wear them to Appleseeds or something like that, AR stocks will slide off of them. It can be a pain. But no, with the slow fire and getting everything in, there was no issue there at all. Not even running the sling on on these.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a problem with using that at all. That actually worked really well.
Sling on every round.
Yep, I just threw it on just to have it there. They don't do much for you in standing, but a little bit in the sitting and the prones where that really shines. But
okay, we're preparing for stage 4. 10 rounds in 5 minutes, simulating 400 yards. Your preparation period has ended. Matt, is line ready? Ready on the left, ready on the right, all ready on the firing line. Fire!
white. Not like it was going to be in the white.
Plenty of time to spare. What was the trigger like?
The trigger on these is amazing. I mean, there's really no creep or uptake. It's just a glassy break. Your uptake is the trigger safety. That's about all you seem to notice. And it is, I'm guessing, 3 to 4 pounds, somewhere around there.
It's really light.
Yeah, really light, super crisp, like just snapping a piece of glass off.
And on the rapid fire, the sitting and then the rapid fire prone, where you have to use the safety when you stand up. Safety feel pretty intuitive to you?
Yeah, no, that was fine because you just put it back, and as you're standing there, you just have your thumb on it, and then as you go down, just snick it off. It's really nothing crazy, and it's in the right place for that.
Because it's like forward, kind of intuitively, when your brain translates the
going to fire. Yep. I'm putting bullets out the barrel. That's what you get. And also it really, because if you notice in the video, I'm shooting thumb on the side on most of this, and you're right there.
So explain why you do the thumb on the side for those who are not familiar with Project Appleseed instruction on straight stock rifles. That's what we teach, is thumb on the side.
Mostly so you get more of your trigger finger available, essentially, so you can clear the stock, is why I do it. Because if I go over over here, my finger is really close here. I have smaller hands and things. People with bigger hands may not be an issue. But if you have that thumb over the side of this, you get a really good C shape, and you get the pad of your finger on there really solidly.
Straight pull back on the stock. And then on the high power, really high powered guns, that thumb's not going to pound you in the nose if it's high.
No.
Just one, how much recoil you experience?
None. There isn't really any recoil on these. Also, I think with thumb on the side, with a bolt action, it's actually faster.
You're right.
Because you're not having to move your thumb to get over. You're just literally.
Yeah, you're basically there.
If you watch people run mad minutes on like infields and stuff, they're all shooting like this. And the reason for that is they basically have their thumb on the bolt as they're firing. So for bolt actions, it definitely makes a pretty big difference because you're right there on the bolt. And I think that really helps speed up how quickly you can make those shots, especially in Appleseed with times and things like that. So definitely recommend using the thumb on the side for that.
It definitely showed how a good bolt action rifle can still get the rifleman's score on Project Appleseed. And that was really your first try. I mean, I've
shot this once at an Appleseed, but it was before I shot the score, and I think we were running some bad reloads, the ones with the messed up shoulders, so they were not feeding this thing. And it made it really difficult to get it into battery and extract them. But if you have good ammo and stuff like that, this thing runs smooth as can be.
Okay, so on Offhand, scored a 40. Sitting, scored a 44. Rapid fire prone, scored a 39. Slow fire prone, scored a 96. Total score is 219, which is expert or rifleman qualification on a bolt action rifle, Mossberg MVP. What were you running?
We were doing the 307 ammunition. 307? Is what that was.
Local manufactured ammunition.
And 223, not 5.56 in that case. But this gun does shoot 5.56. So, and there's no difference in recoil there either. I've shot 5.56 for it. It's not really that much different.
Maybe after 400 yards you might notice a little bit
more stability with a heavier bullet.
It would be a little more stable, a little more maintain a little elevation. So it's a little faster.
Yeah. But no, the ammo ran great. No failures to feed, no issues there, just the one short stroke. So, no, otherwise this has been a fantastic gun. We've had it for a while, and
kind of has been sitting in the gun safe. It gets forgotten a lot of times.
Yeah.
Come take it out like, wow, this is really cool.
I know. It's just, everybody just grabs the ARs and the AKs and stuff. Oh, I'm going to go out to the range. But no, this thing I need to spend some more time with, I think. I think the main thing I want to do is get to something different up here. That'll make me shoot it a lot more. Although with the setup although it is top heavy and likes to kind of roll on you in a sling, doesn't really allow that. You don't notice that as much at all. In fact, I don't even think that was a factor in that. So, but yeah, overall review, awesome rifle. We could use a couple of these.
Good. All right, thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And again, check out our video series Appleseed Prep, and I'll put a link up here to Appleseed, the Appleseed Prep playlist right there, so be sure and check that out. And also check out our other videos if you're interested on the bolt action Mossberg MVP it's the Predator model here. And also check out our videos on the Mossberg MC2c, the MC2c, and the MC1sc. Thanks for watching.